Fits you. Maybe you were. Maybe.
Howdy, folks. Here we go again.
Jay's back. Jay's back.
I'm back.
All right.
I've been gone. The last 4 weeks I've been gone out of town, and I'm going back out of town.
Mm-hmm. Everything okay?
After Christmas. Yeah, everything's good. Everything is lovely and bubbly.
Good.
I can't complain. Funerals are one of them things, especially when you connected to someone like a grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
But
you celebrate their life, though.
Yeah,
you can't
I know she's up there. She's already ascended. I think she finished her mission in this lifetime. So
sure. She
did enough for people and helped enough people. I think 91 years. You know what I'm saying? That 10 that just signifies completion. So she lived her best life. So
right, for sure.
So now we just we move on. Got to keep that torch going. She was a pillar in that community up on the south side of Chicago. So she did a lot of community work. So now it's up to me and my brother and our 2 cousins, 4 grandkids, to keep it going. So I think I'm going to end up being back in Chicago. I think that's where my path is probably leading me right now. Yeah, I just see, like, with everything going on with the field that I'm in with recreational marijuana, I just, it's going full blown on January 1st in Illinois, and it just went full blown in Michigan like last weekend.
Congratulations.
So I'm like, I just don't see, the opportunity here in Florida, so I got to go where the grass grows.
Where the path, right. That's where the path grows.
The grass is greener.
Yeah.
It is truly greener on the other side. I like that.
It is. So, everything happens for a reason. It was good because I got to see my family. I think that was probably the best part because, our families, we don't get together as often as we should.
I certainly miss mine for sure.
Sad that we only get together when we lose a family member. So that was cool. Got to hang out. Drunk a little bit too much liquor on the night. Had a blackout experience. So, I was like, I've only blacked out once in my life. So I was like, we had a plethora. I mean, you start mixing. Yeah, that was my second time, and I don't remember what happened after, like 10 drinks, 10 shots. I was out of there. You start drinking tequila with brown liquor and with white liquor. It's an early night.
That's not good.
I was asleep by 8 o'clock at night. Just put it like that. I was done. 8 o'clock stick. But I had to get that out. That was my grandmother. So that was the last one left for her generation. So now that generation is gone. Now it's like my mother's generation. So now we gotta keep going. So
the generation takes over.
Yeah. So I'm back. I'll be probably going back up there for New Year's ish. So that's
2020.
Good. Yeah, I gotta get my applications ready.
New decade.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2020, the end of a decade. We going into a whole new thing. Speaking of which, I don't mean to be date sensitive, but we are recording this.
11.
Well, how you say 11/11? It's 12/12.
12/12.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm still in 11/11 energy.
Well, because too, we're still. This is like the correction of the 11/11.
Exactly.
And now it's the 12/12.
Exactly.
I got your back.
Thank you, girl.
They
Somebody.
Speaking of numbers, when I do look up at 11/11, it always has like 12/12 is like kind of like right beneath it, like they kind of run neck and neck. So we can't start the podcast without going to the numerology. So let's go to the Google.
Yay.
This is podcast number 9. Now I know how some of y'all are probably watching this or like, how are we up to like number 12 and this is number 9? Because this is the 3rd time we've attempted to record this particular podcast. We had some.
That's just the case, man.
Yes.
This is it.
So I look at it like I think we all look at it. There was a message that we probably didn't get out in those first 2. So I think hopefully we got a new guest. Even though this is not her first time on the podcast, this will probably be a different time in her element. We'll get to lunar moons in a second. So let's introduce number 9. Seeing the number 9, the angel number 9 symbolizes love, faith, spiritual enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. Similar to the angel 99, the angel number 9 means that you are a natural light worker. You work to be of service to others and uplift the lives of other people in positive ways.
Ain't that about us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So welcome.
That's my life path.
There you go.
Your life path number. So welcome to the 239 Spiritual Awakening. Here we go. Soul Tribe.
Welcome and come well.
Thank you.
I'm surrounded by women tonight. I feel all this feminine divine feminine energy, and we got this full moon tomorrow night.
The cold
12.
moon. The cold moon. 12. Yes.
At 12.
Yes.
Doesn't have to do with feminine, divine feminine energy or
That's
something.
the divine feminine herself. Yeah.
The divine feminine herself.
12 is the completion. You have 12 astrological signs, 12 ribs, 12 steps in AA.
I don't think they was thinking about. I don't think the creator was thinking about that when he created the universe. But you never know. He probably was like, hey.
Wait, why did you
Jesus,
think the Serenity Prayer was?
Well, it signifies completion.
Yeah, it's 12.
It's end of your
Journey.
journey for that.
Completion.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got to introduce. You're not a new guest, but you're new to meeting Rashimba and Enchanted Raven. So introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Luna Moons, aka Jocelyn. It's a
Moons.
pleasure. Luna Moons.
So moons
See?
mean something to you then.
Yes, so I've always felt drawn by the moon. My moods always were affected by them. Everything in my life was affected by the moons, and then I got into astrology and realized the planets really affect my entire life.
Exactly. That's a wrap, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. And I've always been really sensitive to energy. So when I created Luna Moons, it's really interesting that you read the life path number because I was really on a mission to help other people. And so I...
Oh, and the chime goes off. That means you are speaking your truth.
That's
the
right, that's
spirits,
right, that's
the
right.
spirits are surrounding
All
us.
right.
There you go.
We know,
hasn't heard about
you
the
ain't.
chime.
Yeah, we know you ain't lying. You speaking your truth.
That's it.
It comes out. It comes when someone's speaking their
That's pretty
truth.
cool. That's pretty cool.
It didn't scare you, did it? Because we kind of used to it. I know. Because this is the first time you've been on a podcast with Enchanted Raven, so you might experience.
I bring lots of goodies.
Yeah, it might be some weirdness. Well, not weird to us.
No,
but
there's
maybe
weirdness.
some of our
I'll
viewers.
admit it. I'm weird. I'm very weird, and I love it.
I just made a post on Facebook, I'm pretty sure like 2 days ago, with the acronym WEIRD and how, weird is a
Ooh, I'm
good
gonna have to
thing.
look at that.
Yeah, I consider myself to be an acronemologist.
Ooh.
I break words
Acronym-
down.
She's got the best words. Like she
Yeah.
comes
Every
up with like
podcast,
I know.
it's a new word.
She
Mooniverse, acronym. What?
I'm
Acro
always
what?
breaking down words into acronyms. Acronemologist.
I love that.
Is that even a real word?
I don't know.
It is tonight. It is on the full moon eve. It is tonight. We made it. We made
So
it. We made
share
it.
that with me because I'm intrigued by acronyms.
Yes, so weird, so wonderful, excellent, I believe individual.
Ooh.
Trying to remember the R and the D. I wish I
Okay,
could
okay,
remember
we
them
get it,
all.
we
I
get
really
it,
wish
yeah.
I could. I could probably look it up faster.
Yeah, but no,
So,
that's fine.
I think it was podcast number 8. We go back a little bit.
Yes,
So
we
our
were
viewers,
talking,
viewers know you from
Plant
Mystic
medicine.
Martian.
Mystic Martian,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm the Mystic and the Mystic Martian. I started Luna Moon's Belly Dance and Luna Moon's Makeup. Both of those were me really wanting to empower women. The makeup company that I worked with helped with women that had been sexually abused. All of their
beautiful.
proceeds went towards that, yes. And
Wow.
it was also something you could do really from your social media account. So it was really helpful to a lot of women that had issues where they may have had a wellness or an illness where they couldn't go to work every day, which was me, or a lot of these women were moms and stay-at-home moms looking for additional income. So I kind of got into social media marketing through that. And then I found out it wasn't about what I was selling. It was about the relationships with the women.
Right.
And I was already
bond.
into belly dance, and that's very women
Which is
empowering.
something that I would like to
Oh,
speak
yes.
to you about.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yes.
we are coming to the class.
Yes.
Well, my belly dance journey is a very long one, and that's where Luna Moons truly comes from. So Luna Moons is my stage name. I chose that because I had very severe stage fright, if you've ever heard of a performer with stage fright. And it's trauma. It's
Barbara Streisand.
well, belly dance is very sensual. It attracts a lot of attention.
Of course it does.
And so I hid it for a very long time. I didn't like that attention. I didn't want
Yeah.
it. So it was very empowering when I took over a class that was handed down to me, and I just really found my purpose in helping other women find their divine feminine. There is no better place than to find your goddess than in a belly dance class.
That's why
Yes.
I'm all about that sacred
Yes.
sexual
Yes.
healing.
Yes.
That's very
Sacred
similar as to why I
sexuality.
do pole fitness because
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
same
you're getting a full body workout, you're building your sexuality, you're building your sexiness, your inner goddess, and you're on that pole where you're literally dancing.
It's devotion to the divine feminine.
You're a queen.
You're a queen.
Yeah.
You are a
like
queen.
It's
That's
self-worship.
right.
It's self-worship.
It is, and it's where it's welcomed and allowed.
Yeah.
And belly dance was not a performance art. It's very, very traditional. We can't even pinpoint the origin. It goes so deep in history.
I love it.
But what people don't understand is it was used to help women give birth. There was no drugs.
Oh, that makes sense.
It strengthens those birthing muscles.
Yes.
Queens chose the princess by their belly dance. Like their lineage was based on this belly dance because it's
Oh, it's so
fertility.
enchanting. I love it. I love it.
Yes, but it's not a performance. It wasn't sexualized.
Right.
It was very much women dancing in a tribe together for
It's
women.
sacred. It's
Very
sacred.
sacred.
It had a meaning to it.
It does. It
Well,
does.
everything
Did.
goddess does.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything sacred
Yes.
does.
Yes.
And so it tapped into my Kundalini energy. And after 20 years of studying all the different styles, there's so many, I created my own class, which combined chakra meditation, yoga, because I was tapping into that Kundalini energy and I was healing myself through my daily practice of belly dance combined with meditation,
For
combined
sure.
with yoga. And I went, I should be sharing this. So I started combining it.
I
and
love it.
It's amazing. So I call
Well,
it
we
chakra
will
belly.
come. We will come.
For sure.
Chakra
And now
Yes.
you're here in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the
Awesome.
address? 2251 Grand Avenue.
That's right. Chakra belly class Tuesdays, 7:00.
There you go. And we're right next to, for those who don't know, it's right next to the stadium
stadium.
and the volleyball court. So
Yes,
I think
sir.
everybody knows where that's at in Fort Myers. So
Yes, and you
Come see her.
Yes,
Come see her.
you can come take the class, and you can stick around for a CBD shake at the Mystic Martian.
a CBD shake.
Yes.
So you're mixing belly dancing with meditation with chakra healing.
Yes, sir.
And what else? And there's like a bunch of things like combined in one.
It
That's
really
interesting.
Is. It is. So it's all the healing modalities combined because why choose? Why not combine them? So CBD and plant medicine, I'm a firm believer in.
Oh, I am too.
Of course. So
That's my healing skills.
yes. So imagine taking some CBD, being able to relax, and then doing some meditation, and then doing some yoga, and then tapping into your Kundalini energy.
Interesting. I don't
God,
think
that sounds like a wonderful afternoon, especially after a day at Walmart. Okay.
Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Mystic Martian.
I have
That is my girl.
Oh God, she rubbing her nipples on camera.
Keep it clean.
She can't even
is
wait
clean.
for her own
That is
podcast.
clean.
Oh Lord. I hope we don't have nobody getting naked on the podcast tonight. But anything, this is the spiritual awakening, man. It's
Welcome.
an open channel,
Welcome.
and it's a full moon. You know,
Oh, come on.
people do strange things on
She
the full
was talking
moon.
about the birthing and women.
Yes.
Like this is a way when women are in labor, you
Stimulation.
stimulate the
Yeah.
nipples, and that helps
Yep.
release the the fetus, the baby. So this is all, honey. Come on now. This is why this is the mammary gland. What? That's the mama.
There she go with her
What you
words
talking
again.
about? What you talking about?
It's turned into a comedy show now.
One breast gave us all suck. Okay.
Wow. That's for a t-shirt. Hey, man. I'm just here hanging out with these women tonight. I don't know what I stepped into.
What did you step into, Jay?
I thought we were going to be talking about tarot and intuition.
We never know.
and
We
psychic.
set a topic and it just,
We
it,
go with the
it,
flow and the ebb.
It for sure does. It's
Well, we do tarot and chakra belly and crystal healing and with the meditation. Like I said, we combine it
It's
all.
all of it.
Yeah.
Because there is no division.
No.
That's the
no
problem.
segregation,
Right.
Yeah,
no
it's
division.
just-
Right.
It all
it's
works
whole.
together beautifully.
Right.
if
We
you're
are whole
open to it.
beings,
Right.
holistic healers.
So tomorrow night, come to the Mystic Martian at 7 for full moon meditation and yoga.
Every Tuesday,
Nope,
right?
tomorrow night we're doing full moon meditation.
Thursday. Tomorrow's
Oh,
Thursday.
special
Tomorrow,
edition.
Yes,
Special
yes.
edition for
So-
the full moon 12/12 portal.
So how frequently after that do you have these
Every
se-
full moon, I feel like.
Oh, that's like every 2 months.
Every month.
So how
every month,
often?
every month.
What's the hours of the mystic moon where you do these healing things?
So currently my class is Chakra Bellies Tuesdays at 7, and then Saturdays we're doing a chakra meditation. So if you're not interested in the dance, or if you're a guy that wants to do the meditation, you can come Saturdays at 10, and then we can do belly dance after that later on, so
Well,
that
I would love
everybody
that,
can do
'cause
it.
I'm booked every Tuesday at a gig.
Yay!
So, like,
So Saturdays work for you?
yeah, but
Okay.
I want the belly dance.
Yes,
because
we'll do it.
Oh,
We'll
I
do
actually
it.
have this Saturday
Why
off.
do I feel like Rashim was going to end up doing some type of like sexual class at the Mystic Martian? I mean, is that an epiphany I'm
No,
having
it's
right
not an
now?
epiphany. That's
I
actually
am.
my purpose also
Yeah.
in this place
See?
is to create a community to bring other women. My first point was to have other women, business women, have a place, entrepreneurs have us all have a place to
There you go, ladies.
together.
Here we are.
So yes,
Got
we're gonna
some
have
ideas
a sexual
brewing.
sacred.
Yes.
I'd like to do healing circles. So full moons seem to be a
Yes,
great
yes.
time. New moons, healing circles, goddess circle. I mean,
Reiki circles.
Reikis.
Yes.
We have all of these options.
Just a circle.
And you
Just
got
a
a- and you
circle.
got a
Sister
great
circles,
location,
sister
too.
circles.
This is a great location.
we
It's
love
like
our
right
new
in the
spot.
heart of Fort Myers. So like, I mean,
our new spot.
Fort
is where
Myers,
it's at.
2251 Grand Avenue, right
Yeah,
next
and
to
it
the
Guys, you gotta
stadium.
come check it out.
And it
It's
is
seriously- it is
grand.
so cool. It is, and the lights, you can't miss it. Like if you come at nighttime, or like, what are the hours again?
Well, it depends on the events.
Okay.
We're pretty much here always.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
they
good.
got the Martian part of it. She's the mystic part of it. Mike is the Martian
Yes,
part of
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
he
but it
does
is
his stuff
beautiful.
on a
The
regularly
purple,
scheduled
the
basis.
purple.
That
Cool.
the shop's open for CBD products and all that good stuff, infused and all that good
all
stuff. too.
organic CBD skincare oil, and then we have our hookah events where we do our showcase. We love to promote our local artists, and they'll come through, and we'll have hookah, CBD infused drinks.
Very cool.
Some food. Everybody gets a chance on the mic. We got a couple events coming up.
Bing, bing, bing. Everybody gets a chance on the mic. I've been trying to get her to perform ever since the podcast started.
Nice. Well, we have the 21st. We're doing our Kush Christmas. We've got our
Kush
I
Christmas.
like it. I dig it.
How cute.
No explanation needed right there.
Well, we've
Kush
got
Christmas, y'all.
We've got some artists headlining. Is our Kush Santa. So Kush Christmas.
Kush Santa is performing. About the Kush Christmas.
The 21st. Yeah, come on out. The 21st.
I'm intrigued. Kush Santa will be
yes,
in the
sir.
building.
Yes, sir. And then the 25th, we got a cipher coming. Check out the rap battle. It's nice. We got a little preview a couple weeks ago, so check out Mystic Martian CBD on Instagram or Facebook.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
Keep up with the events.
All right, cool beans. All right, so let's get away. We can't make this an infomercial all night. Although I love the Mystic Moon, I love what y'all. You already know. I mean, we went over this in the last podcast.
We different.
Yeah,
So we got to
so-
explain it to the people. 'cause
True
it's
that.
so
And plus, you got a
different.
new location. That's key because
We just
before
moved.
you were
We're
over
so
on Palm
blessed.
Beach.
So blessed. We partnered with Social Music House Recording Studio, and of course EX3 and Expand Network. So we are so blessed to expand. I love that word, and grow the community and partner with people. So, jump on this train because we going.
That's
Yeah,
right.
There you
that's
go.
it. We here.
Keep the momentum going. Keep it
Yes,
going. Keep it
yes.
going.
All right, so let's get down to the subject at
Business.
hand here, ladies. We're talking.
Tarot?
We've been
Tarot?
this is tarot intuition.
I like her.
Psychic abilities, all that good stuff, and first and foremost, I want to go over like a disclaimer type of thing because I know there's going to be some skeptics that watch. There's a lot of
Right.
people that think this stuff is
Right.
baloney,
Yeah.
and they hate on it, and
Haters.
just open your mind. I mean, I said
all we
the
ask.
simplistic form is
Right.
this: everybody who is born has intuition.
Right.
How you strengthen it, how you use it is up to you. You could not choose to use it and be closed-minded, or you could use it. I mean, you could tell by a person's body language. I mean, a lot of things. But there's people like these ladies who go a little bit deeper than the average people, and we're gonna delve into that in a second. So that's what. And me and Rashima was talking about this before we even started. She was asking me which tarot readers do I, because I watch about an hour a day. I'm not gonna lie, I confess. I watch probably at least 3 readers a day. I watch about 5 readers, and they're just general reads, but I like it because they all got different personalities, and I try to take a little something from this one, see if it resonates with this one.
Right.
So like I'll watch. I'm not gonna shout out no names, but I'll just say like I like women tarot readers. I was about to say that's a different type of.
That is not my chime. That's not the chime.
So and there's some dude, you know. I think we both, you know, you remember Salvador.
Oh, I love that
was just
guy.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Because Rashima asked me,
He's
she's like,
amazing. If you get a chance to check him out, he's amazing. Just like I'll sit there and I'll watch his show, and I'm dying laughing. Like this guy is just, and he's spot on.
Yeah.
Every time he's spot on for me, and he's got this Vietnamese accent, and or wherever he's. I'm sorry if I'm like butchering.
He is. He's Vietnamese.
Okay.
He says it all the time.
I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your culture, but I don't, you know. But he's just got this great personality, and he's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. There's like 5.
And he's a Libra.
And he posts probably more than any tarot reader I've seen on YouTube. Like every day, I was telling Rush, every day it's new. He does all 12 zodiac signs every day. He don't take a day off. I mean, like most readers will do like a zodiac sign once a week, and you gotta wait for them to post another. Like Sal don't stop. I mean, he's like
He on a mission.
He's that for sure, and he's doing well. He's got his little box thing he's got going on too. And
he's doing.
So there you go, Sal.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Sal. What is it called? Eat, read, love.
Eat, read, love.
Eat, read, love. There you go.
Love.
But I got another one like Tyler's Tarot. He's like a kind of like a hillbilly from like Texas. I like him because he kind of like I got hillbillies in my family, so I don't feel like I'm saying a racial.
Oh no.
I could talk about every race because like my DNA is 12
You're
races.
pretty
so
much everything.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
most
offending you, I'm a
people
mutt. So. But he's like what I like about him is like he actually reads people's comments and he'll like straight off go off on people in the middle of a read. He has no filter at all. It's just different because I like different people got different personalities.
Yeah.
So what I said that to say this, find you that. You know what I'm saying? Don't like find you people who entertain you but also teach you how to read the cards and build your intuition because that's really what it's all about. It's strengthening your intuition. And like I've said before, but since those podcasts never aired, I guess this will be the first time you're hearing this. But like, make sure a couple things to look for is when someone's reading, get the name of the deck and who the deck is written by, so you can go get the book and read it for yourself and see if they're telling the truth or not. Don't just take people's word at face value. Go do your own and strengthen your own intuition is the purpose. So,
because you're going to miss a message that's just for you that even the reader can't tell because that's just a message for you. You can look at a card and be like, oh my God, I never noticed that. What does that mean? And all of a sudden you'll get that message. You're going to open up. So how are you going to know if that reader doesn't tell you where they got it from, you know?
So a couple of things to look out for if you're into the tarot like I am. You know, always look at the deck, who is by, so you can look it up for yourself and make sure that if the reader is telling the truth or not. And 2, I forgot the second thing I was going to say. Oh, make sure that you see the reader with the actual cards that they pull. If you're reading somebody and they already got the cards stretched
fanned out.
Yeah, to me, I just move on past that. Because to me, it's like, I can't believe it. Like, if it's already stretched out on the table, like 100 cards, it's like, to me, that person already has a premeditated story to tell you. Like, make them do it in front of you. So that's all I'm saying. So, I mean, I'm sure y'all got more things to look out for because I don't do tarot. I might do it tonight for the first time. I don't know.
Jay! Yes.
I might surprise
You don't even know how proud I am right now. Oh, my Jay is growing up.
I might see how strong the spirits are around me because I was told by Mr. Francisco that I have 53 spirits in me.
Entities is what his word he used.
Yes.
Jay, you want to read me?
Sure. It depends on the deck. If you got the Doreen Virtue, you got... See, I only know like the original... You
This
got
one?
the book. If you got the book, it's fine.
Yeah,
But
I got
see-
the book.
Okay,
I always
good.
have the book. Yeah, this one is a little. I wouldn't suggest doing
Yeah.
it with this one, but this one was my very first deck. My very first deck.
This is a Doreen.
That's
Virtue,
another good one.
And Angel deck.
Well, I'm
you
used
can
to the
use
basic,
Like
like
tarot,
Hermit
tarot,
Crab,
tarot,
Ten of
tarot.
Cups, the
Rider
Sun
Waite.
card,
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
used to the Rider
the
Waite
Hierophant.
deck.
You know, I'm used to the basic. You
Yes.
know, y'all a lot longer along the journey than me. I like to keep it simplistic.
But I have a Rider deck. I don't think I have it.
Okay, so let's
but-
delve in, man. Let's delve in, cause
He says 12.
well, I don't know where Luna Mars is at. Luna Mars.
That might be my new candy bar, Luna Mars.
Mars is my
I like
planet. I'm an
that.
Aries. Luna Moon.
They have
not
one, or you were
Mars.
gonna make one?
Oh, we have all kinds of edibles.
Next time, you know what we do?
Listen.
Next podcast, I'm gonna bring some of my edibles and some of my bud, and we're gonna have a matching session.
A
You down
matching
for that?
session.
I may have to step out on that one.
What about the edibles? You could do the edibles. No? All right.
I can't do any of them.
CBD.
Walmart.
She can partake in CBD.
Yeah, that's not a drug.
Yeah.
Let me ask my managers on that one first. Well, let me just ask because
Yeah, be careful because we don't want to lose
Yeah,
you.
I don't.
We don't want to lose you
Not quite sure of
intentionally.
that. Yeah.
Just so you and all of our listeners know, CBD does not show up on any drug testing.
No, it does not.
There's no THC in it,
Exactly.
so it's just.
So, yeah.
Just
But check,
on
but
the
check.
safe side.
No,
'Cause
pressure, no peer pressure. No peer pressure.
So we'll just do
educate
me
you.
and her just do CBD then.
Just
I'll keep it PG-13 too. All right, so let's delve in. So tarot, intuition, psychic ability. A lot of people don't believe in psychic ability. Now everybody's not a psychic because there's a lot
For
of
sure.
frauds out there in the world. A lot of charlatans that's out here to take your money. And like I said, there's easy signs and red flags all over the place for you to tell a charlatan from someone that's true. And like I said, one of them is by making them read the cards. By two, you can get in the deck and knowing the cards yourself. So you got to, take some self-accountability and responsibility for that.
Yes.
So,
And
but
trust your intuition.
Exactly.
that's
a
the
big
whole
clue.
purpose is
That
building your own
yes.
intuition.
So everyone is psychic, just not everyone taps into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
So what I found and what I would like to share with you, Jay, is I actually in my class will have everyone pull their own cards on purpose. Like I'll help you focus your energy on the card just so that you can clear your intention and get a good true read. And I've had a lot of positive feedback in people that are like, wow, these cards really fit. And like that's because you
right.
chose
Yes.
them.
Right.
All right. So,
So-
that's what we'll do
Right.
then.
So
Let's
you
get it
can-
on.
Yes. So just shuffle them up and just pick a card. It's that easy.
That's it.
Anyone can do it.
That's it.
All right. So other than me popping my cherry of the tarot virginity here tonight.
Cherry tarot.
Cherry tarot. I've gotten several reads from.
The tarot cherry.
Yes, yeah, I've gotten several reads from the Enchanted Raven. I got a past life, current life, and I had another psychic lady just walk up to me and start reading me with no cards, and then I had the Reiki healing, and then I had the emotional healing with Francisco. So I'm kind of a little bit down the rabbit hole than most, I guess, so to speak. So this will be different. This will be a different experience. So you want me to read you?
Yes, yes. And then we still want you to do your thing because we didn't get to broadcast the podcast. So
What? Wait, what?
we're redoing 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but yes,
Okay.
please, yes. But we want him to open up and blossom.
Oh,
here
for sure.
too, so.
Oh,
All
for
right.
sure, for sure.
So the easiest will probably be that Archangel.
The Archangel Michael?
I'm gonna read all three of y'all, and we'll see what.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Well, maybe you won't get a chance today. and
Listen,
that's
I'm gonna
all
pass
right.
everything on to Jay.
That's
I'm
right. I
Enchanted
love
Raven's taking the night
this.
off.
I love it.
You got a book with this, or they sell?
There's a book
It's
underneath.
right there on the bottom.
On the bottom.
Oh, okay. So to make sure that the Holy Spirit is in the building,
Always.
you shuffle a certain amount of times. Most readers I
just
watch
feel.
on YouTube,
You feel.
Just feel.
they do
you
like
feel.
6 or 7, so it's just kind of whatever.
Just feel.
See, don't think so much.
You're
Right.
thinking
Don't
too
think
much.
about it. Just
You're thinking too much.
feel it. Don't think it. It's all about. Okay. So this is what I want to get across. This is something that I want everybody to know is that it's a feeling. So many people don't understand that they can, because they block their feelings. They block what love is a feeling. It's not a timeline. So if you love what you do not put a timeline on how you're going to learn it. You can learn it in 2 days, or it can take you 20 years to learn it like me. It is a feeling. You have to feel the deck. You have
And
to
the
be one
feel
with
is
the deck.
real.
The feel is very real.
feel
The
is
feel is
real.
very real. Archangel Michael comes to me all the time. I need you to pull a card. I need you to pull a card. Like that's how advanced you get when
All
you
right, you
feel
got a
it.
jumper?
I got a jumper.
Oh, we got a jumper. Who's the jumper for?
We love the jumpers.
Who first?
I had my intention set on.
Okay, then that's for
Lunar
her.
Moons,
That's
and
her.
I was gonna work my way.
Okay.
There you go.
But this might not be for her. We'll find out right
let's
now.
see.
My intention is for her. That's who I asked the Spirit for. You got, who is this? From Archangel Michael.
They're all from Archangel
Of
Michael.
course.
Okay.
I got Archangel Michael.
Honor and trust your feelings. My prayer says, thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotion with love. So I don't know who that's for.
That's definitely for
Read
me.
it
My
one more
twin flame's
time.
name is Michael.
Ah,
as soon as you pulled out the deck, I was like, of course, it's Archangel Michael.
Okay.
Oh, Michael
Of
works.
course, you pull the
So-
first card with the intention of it being for me, and it's Archangel Michael. And who's missing of the mystic? The Martian.
That's right. We want
Michael the Martian.
All right, Enchanted Raven.
Oh,
Enchanted Raven. This is my first. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yay!
Jay, I'm so proud of
I
you.
can't believe I'm doing this. But hey, you know what?
With my deck too.
The spirit is in the building. The chime already.
Right.
Now this brings me to another question. How do you, as readers, feel when someone else uses your deck? Is that like against the code or something?
For me, no. As long as I trust your
agree.
energy, if I trust your energy, then yes, absolutely. But if I don't trust your energy, you're not getting anywhere near anything that has to do with me. So
I
it's-
feel like they're all tools. They aren't sacred. And people forget that.
The sacred is within.
Yes.
And then these are the tools that the sacred
Yeah.
is using.
One
And you
last
can
shuffle
always
for you.
clear them once
Exactly.
they're
Little
used.
sage, you good to go.
I'm different. I don't. Maybe I have to get to that point, but I just if I can clear my energy, I can clear my crystal's energy. But I just, for me, if you don't have the right energy or the right intentions or the right purpose, meaning, feeling, then I don't really want you anywhere. Like I can feel that. I can feel the residual at like days after.
I feel
so.
like I would be that way as well.
Oh yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. We're,
Definitely.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we agree. We
Those
definitely
people
agree.
wouldn't be in my life to play
'Cause
with
they
my
would-
deck
For sure.
anyway.
For sure.
They
For
wouldn't
sure.
even be- right,
Yeah.
exactly.
For sure.
But I know what you mean because
Exactly.
we're thinking of the one time we went somewhere. Like if you go
Yes.
somewhere, you don't know the
Yes.
people that are there,
Right.
and then those
And they
people
touch
may-
your
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that
That's-
happened
so
to me.
that's
Yes.
a- yeah.
And then
Yes.
you can feel their
Yeah.
residual
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
It takes a while to shake it out,
It
like
does.
it does, and
It does.
many people are very powerful that they don't even realize. But and some of them really do. Oh, you're smiling.
Oh no!
You're
I mean,
laughing.
I see. I wish someone had like the original deck, like with the ten
Rider
of
Waite.
swords
Well,
and the
okay.
pentacles and the
I'll
cups.
bring them next week.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is
Will
kind
you,
of what
you be here next week?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
here till
this
Christmas.
is.
Yes, break it down for 'em.
This is kind of what I do. I mean, I'm not your traditional terrorist. I call myself an affirmationalist. So I affirm what your true heart desires or what your true heart believes, because I work with the heart center mostly. So I connect with your heart chakra, so I know what you're not saying. I feel what you're not saying. So what I do is I kind of interpret it in my own way. But if you're used to the Rider Tarot deck, take those symbols and put it into that card. So what would that card in the Rider Tarot deck, what would that symbolize to you? What card from the tarot deck that you are normally used to would you apply to that one?
I mean, this is a picture of a woman that's reading a book and like looking for answers with an angel watching her. So, ooh. I don't know what card I would resonate this with that other deck, because I'm used to like the numbers versus the imaging. Like I
I'll
haven't.
bring it next time. This won't be our last tarot.
Oh, for sure.
No, this is just my first, so many more to go. But anyway, the card that I pulled, asking for your intention or the spirit in the room, I guess, so to speak. It says, "Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. My prayer, please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way, so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit
Wow.
and for those around me."
Jay, that is
I don't
perfectly
think you
dead
read
on.
her. Did you? Oh, you did.
Yeah,
You
I
read
did
her.
her first.
Okay. No, I was
Oh,
going to
okay,
say
then you got
but
the
it's
woman.
just because but that's just the prayer and this is the explanation. But no, go ahead. We'll keep it brief and then. if you
Then
wanna
we'll
come back
and
around,
then we'll
I'll
do
read
the
yeah,
explanation.
yeah,
Jay,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is dead on, because literally on my way here, I was actually talking with my spirit guides and asking for this, because I there's a certain situation where my ego is, you've been in this situation before. This has happened before. We need to, and I'm going, no. This is different. This is, I'm evolving. I'm growing. This is okay. I trust it. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
All right. Holy Spirit,
same.
Spirit.
See,
What do you
it's
have
so-
for Rashuma? There it is.
Oh, Wild Bloom in the
Yep.
house.
All right. Here we go.
What petal are we picking for Miss Bloom?
I got it for Miss Bloom. Innocence.
Oh!
Innocence. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. That's a guy.
Beautiful.
Yes,
How wonderful.
it is.
Because just last night I posted a post on Instagram on my Sacred Sexual Healing Goddess Instagram. And that's what
she
it
mentioned
said.
it. She
Yes,
mentioned
and
it. It's not a
that's-
mystery anymore.
I know, and that's what I said. It's a return to the sacred, innocent grace of sex, sexuality as healing, and I want people to know that sex is an innocent grace. It's a sacred innocence in that.
And it's
so-
lost its sacredness. It's lost its meaning. It's so
Well, because
Right, you
everybody's
know.
just having sex with everybody with no spiritual connection.
exactly,
That's perfect.
Which
exactly.
we were talking about before the
Returning the-
podcast.
Right.
Returning to
You got
innocence.
some celibate people. I
Yes.
think all of us right here have been celibate for quite some time. So
Yep.
we don't see the world as
Yep.
people who just
Yep.
giving their sacred energy away all the time
That's
to,
true.
and you end
Exactly.
up with the society we in right now.
Exactly. And if I may take it a little bit deeper, I think all three cards can really resonate with all three of us because I can resonate with yours. I can resonate with yours
True.
in my own situation that deals with this. So I think all three of us really needed to hear
There's a
this.
collective
It's
reading
a
as
collective
well.
reading as well as an individual reading.
Well,
so
it's always that way because
For sure.
I mean, like right now, all five of us could be looking at the very same sunset, but we're going to see different things. Everyone is literally. This is what I want the world to know. You are having a relationship with yourself. Period.
And that's it.
We are mirrors.
Get to know yourself.
We are projections and reflections, and so it's just mirrors mirroring mirrors. That is it.
It's hard to look in the mirror sometimes.
Yes.
ain't it?
Sometimes, yes, but that's only growth. That only shows you what lesson you need to focus on, and that only shows you what evolving you need to do. So have compassion for yourself. Not too many people. Everybody can give compassion to everybody else, but you can't give compassion to yourself. How did we lose teaching that in schools, or teaching that in home life? How did we lose that?
The dysfunctional, I think the
Yes.
dysfunctional family for sure. Like the attack on. Well, I'm just gonna put my 2 cents out there. I mean, I know I'm surrounded by divine feminists, but I think the divine masculine is at attack right now. Also,
It is.
It
I
is,
think
for
testosterone and a lot of men want to be women right now. And it's a lot of
It's not
agendas being pushed right now to
It's
take
not
away the
just
masculinity.
that. It's not just the lack of testosterone. It's also the divine masculine. How many divine masculines do you know are in their power? I don't know many men.
Not very many.
Yeah,
not very many.
because-
They're
Yeah.
not. They're all trapped in this
The capitalist
delusion.
society we live in. You
It's
feel
also.
that's the,
It's not just that. It's this player energy. It's
Yeah.
this. It's all this toxicity that we as women are also putting on them, and men are putting on
Yeah.
themselves these unreal expectations that they have to be the provider, and if it's not, all,
Right.
set how they
Right.
want this white picket
Right.
fence. And
We were just talking about this
Yes,
outside.
There's so much pressure on the
Listen,
man.
We
There
don't
really
need
is.
you to pay our bills. We don't need you to take care of our kids. We need you to stand by us and support us and encourage us
Emotionally.
and love us. Not what you want us to be, not what the image you think, you need to take a look at us, feel us. Feel who we are, love who we are, and we will do the same thing because it's a
Yes.
mirror. It will enter. It will. That's
But I
We
want to.
want that teammate. That teammate.
Yeah, the partnership. But what I want to say too, the thing is, like, once we all take 100% responsibility, I think everything will return to the harmony. But what I know you were going somewhere with that, like the attack, like it is a conscious attack on the masculine. However, what is a result of that is, I think, because the woman is the mother, the womb universe. It's like that's where you can feel the safest. So a lot of men are going into the feminine, but it's in a perversion.
Yes.
It's in a perverted way. So what they're doing is it's right, but it's a misunderstanding of the right thing. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hyper. So it's turning them.
It's based on fear instead of love.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So and then a lot of women are not really
they don't act
demonstrating
out of love either. Yes.
that loving
Because
essence.
we're all hurt and
yeah,
living out of
so
fear.
the men have to tap into their own femininity to feel that sense of love and nurturing,
Right.
and then it gets a little exacerbated,
Right.
and so just things are just out of balance. We have to find
Way
that
out of
sacred
balance.
union within ourselves
And
first.
I totally feel like it's gotten to a point where look, I don't want to change anybody. You should not want to change anybody. And we were talking about this. What I do in my daily life is I embrace who you are and I empower who you are, and I want to bring out your good look, we all have good and bad sides. We all have our good and dark side, light and dark, whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it. I concentrate on the good because that's what I want to bring out in you. That's what I want you to concentrate on. And I want to help you through your dark side. I want to help you get through those issues that you think that you are having. They're not issues. They're just lessons that you need to learn. We're putting so much on fear of, oh, you're wrong for doing that, and this is an issue, and you're crazy, and this, and we're not looking at the person going, okay, well, I understand that that's you, and I don't want to change that because I love that about you, even though your dark side and your good side, but I love this side because, this is a part of you. I don't want to change
you. Though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It's
everything made up of you. Love that person in a whole complete thing, or don't love them, or don't mess with them. Uplift them.
Yes.
Make them feel like they are worthy, because everybody is worthy. Make them feel like they're not crazy. They're not insecure. They're not, and introduce their good sides and keep bringing up their good sides and keep telling them that they're amazing, because you are, you are. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Right.
Oneness.
That's
That's
oneness.
what I'm saying.
Right.
Exactly.
And when you mentioned that sacred union of self, that made me go back to not only physically our divine masculine, our men in the world, but also the divine masculine
in
in
women.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Think about
Within.
how when you express your masculine side as a woman, if you don't know, we all have feminine
Yes.
and male
Yes.
sides, just for our listeners.
Yes.
When we as women, for example, express our masculine side, so we're alpha, we're very assertive,
Yes.
It's electric.
take action.
Yes.
It's intimidating. People
Yes.
get intimidated. So there's
Yes.
your obscured
Yes.
masculine still.
Yes.
So it's not just the collective, it's inside of all of us.
That's why, we must start with
We also-
100% responsibility
Exactly. And
Right.
within
it's
ourselves.
Aligning and-
exactly. And the divine feminine needs healing as well. We need
for
to get
sure.
back to our loving nature and not abuse our sexual nature.
Exactly.
That's where that celibacy
Thank
comes
you.
in.
Thank
I
you.
went through a lot of trauma
Me too.
sexually, a
Me
lot
too.
of sexual trauma, and I
Me
went
too.
through that filling that void with, unhealthy sexual encounters and just trying to, and if it wasn't that, it was alcohol, it was something
to cover it up,
it
yeah.
was food, it was something, it was always something. And so when I realized that I had such an unhealthy expectation and an unhealthy reality, and I had been through some really dark things.
Yes.
The only way to overcome that and to take my power back was to stop using it, which is the oxymoron of the whole thing.
It's kind of weird, but it
the
works.
truth.
It
It's
really
the
does.
truth. It's the
I've
truth.
learned to appreciate my body more. I've learned to enjoy. I've learned to appreciate everything about that aspect and everything about what happens in that moment. And and I'm going, wow, that is you're beautiful.
Yes.
You are, you're glowing. So
It's true.
it very, very much needed to concentrate on. So
It keeps me more present.
And that's what it's all about, presence.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
And then I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because when you do have that sexual frustration, boy, you can act out. I don't know about y'all. I am more relaxed after
You know how to redirect it. You know how to redirect it.
I mean, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Redirect that energy out of the sacral chakra.
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking a lot of orange. Wait a minute, what's going on right now?
Lots of fire.
I'm feeling the burn right
Yes,
now.
and I feel compelled to bring that up because that's where I feel like the center point of our emasculated men is. It's that that disillusion with that sacral sexual energy.
Because that's what's promoted through culture. That's what they say. I mean, that's what's promoted through the music, through the movies.
Yes.
It's constantly brainwashing them, and then they don't have the balance.
My question is how did casual sex become so normal than saying that
nobody dates anymore.
Exactly.
People barely even talk
you
anymore.
You don't even
like
need a relationship anymore.
Right.
Like, you don't need to do anything anymore.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Like,
They
I
say,
got
like,
divorced and tried to date again, and I was like, this isn't dating. This isn't even talking. We aren't even having... When was the last time somebody picked up the phone? I was so confused.
I know.
I
You
still
and me
am.
both.
I know.
They say like in 20 years, 80% of humanity is going to be like completely addicted to the cell phone. Completely.
Yeah.
And I mean, you already see it with the millennials.
Yeah.
It's like they don't even speak in words and sentences
they have
more.
sex robots, right? You have sex robots?
Yes. Oh
Sex
my
robot.
God. Like,
I haven't diving that deep, but
that'll be on another podcast.
I'm gonna have to go a couple more years
Clearly,
before I
I
start
round
searching
two.
for that.
Let me go move some sacral energy. I'll be right back.
Oh man,
Let's pull some cards on that one.
But speaking of which, I do want to segue, since we're speaking on that topic. How do y'all feel about, like you say, communications between human beings moving in the future? Because like now, I think like the millennials are going backwards. Like they're not speaking in like sentences and words. It's like all emojis and characters and how they in sign language and so forth. So like, I believe, this is just my belief, but I think like, especially for those of us who are like already enlightened and elevated and spiritual, I think I
know where you're going with this.
Yeah, honestly, I think communication is gonna be gone. I think we're gonna start communicating telepathically.
Exactly.
Like that's how I feel.
You just know what somebody's talking about. You don't have to finish the whole sentence. You could like,
when you vibe with somebody,
Yep.
especially for example a twin flame, you already have that telepathic connection with someone. Or if you're an empath or a healer, which everybody in this room I'm sure knows what I mean, where you take on other people's emotions, you take on their thoughts sometimes too.
Yes.
I know things about people I have no business knowing.
Exactly.
And it's only because I absorb it through energy. So I really believe that there are maybe another life form that communicates without talking. Same, because
it's your spirit. It's your spirit guides. It's your higher self.
There's other dimensions that I feel like
Of
everything is energy. So I feel like talking is really slow, actually.
And speaking on that, like the going back to like the tarots and the skeptics,
Talking is in the mind.
It is. It truly is. That's the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
By the time it comes from your
That's twice now. That's twice now. Okay. All right. So that's what's going to happen. They're saying, yep, that's how it's going to happen.
We have
That's
to
what's
overcome the mind.
yes.
I don't want to curse, but I gotta use it. Mind fuck. I'm sorry, we'll beep that out when it goes out. But anyway, it's too much overthinking and mind fucking going on. I'm sorry, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And like it's done separated humans because it's like it makes us feel like a strange, weird vibe. Like, and I know what you mean because I've tested the dating world too, and it's really trippy, man. It's like. Just in the last 5 to 10 years, how it's like transition now. It's like you said.
I mean, I could literally open my Facebook Messenger right now, and you would be appalled. And
I believe
it's to
it.
the point where, like, I'm at the point.
I shouldn't be laughing, but I know how sick the world has gotten.
It's sad. I want to delete my entire profile. But I run a business. I can't do that.
Exactly. Same with Enchanted Raven on Instagram.
Horrible.
It's disgusting, and it's
I literally post things just to like check these people, and then they read it and laugh, and then get up in my inbox again. It's just disgusting the way
feel how y'all
feel. They can interact with. I'm like, are you even a person? Do you have a soul? Like anybody would know. This
I posted
is not acceptable
along
behavior.
those lines. I posted something yesterday.
I saw it.
About
I
women?
saw it. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm glad y'all. I've been holding it in.
It's about women dressing
she's
provocatively and putting themselves out there like that. And I'm really glad you posted that because personally, as a belly dancer, my costume, my work outfit is basically a bra. And so I struggle with posting pictures and putting myself out there in my profession because of the response you get. It's really sad that I feel the need to censor myself for my art because of the energy it attracts.
I mean,
so when I see women posting all of their like they are so much more than your body parts.
Right.
I don't understand why there's that, that just disillusioned world we
It's
live
the
in.
culture and the agenda being
Well,
pushed,
see, the
man.
thing
Like,
is, though, but I kind of have mixed.
Me
I
too.
mean-
About that
like,
because no, the body is sacred. Because I mean, we are not our bodies. We know we're spirit in the body, but
we know that.
But
They don't know
but
that.
guess what? So what? Just because they don't know doesn't mean that I have to not celebrate what I am here to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so,
I think that maybe the difference is I agree with you, and I feel like that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I get to empower women through
Right.
the belly dance and the sacredness and the goddess. And I'm in no way saying censor yourself. Do you wear what makes you feel
as
sexy.
long as the
But if you-
pride is behind it.
It's the intent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
proud of what you have, if you're proud of your body and you've worked really hard,
If this is you and
Yeah.
this is what you
Right.
wear because it makes you feel good
Right.
for you.
Yeah,
but if
Right.
you're seeking outside
Attention,
that's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah,
to.
is we
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
where the
trying to get-
intention is
that's what
at.
I'm trying to
But
get
from
to.
I feel from
Because-
my Facebook followers, I feel what the intention is as a man when I can go on my page and 99% of my followers are women, and I can just look at their stories and 99% of their posts is them half naked taking pictures every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is the energy
They
you're
don't know their
putting out in the
worth.
universe.
they don't know where they're
You know, that to me, it's like you're not going to attract
Right.
the right
Yes, but
man you're
everyone
looking
who-
for.
Everyone who does that isn't necessarily of the
Correct.
same
Right.
energy. So
Right.
that's why we're saying. That's why I always say it's about the essence and not the form.
Yes.
But
It's
I'm
about
just-
the essence and
Right.
not the form.
All I'm saying is right now with my following, which is a lot of young women, if he could talk on the mic, he'd say the same thing as the only other man in the room. But I'm telling you what I see, and I'm only speaking on what I see. And it's not good out there right now with young women. It's like, but anyway, I don't want to speak on negative.
That's why they need examples. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
because
That's
for
why
me,
we're
let
trying
me-
to get this podcast
but
out.
I'm saying even imagery wise, this is what I'm not able to complete a sentence. What I'm saying is image wise. So I have pictures, I have posts of me. You see my nipples, and on my posts, I get goddess. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. God, I've never gotten these things that y'all are talking about. This is foreign to me.
That's because of the
So-
followers.
the
That's because of
intention
your-
you had
Yeah,
behind
so
it.
it's-
Yeah.
So what
Art-
I'm saying is,
art
so what I'm saying
versus
that, so I'm
sugar daddy.
encouraging people to still use that as an art, and that's why
Exactly.
it's
Yes,
about
I agree.
sacred sexual
There
heal.
you
That's
go.
why I am the sacred sexual healing.
so
And that's why
passionate
they
about
need.
it.
That's
I
why
love
they
it.
need
I
you.
love
These
it.
young women need you as
Yeah.
an
Love it.
example.
She's so
'Cause I can-
passionate
hey,
about it. She's like, wait a minute.
I can almost guarantee the comments that's in their inbox and not on their inbox is not about being a goddess and all this other
Right,
stuff. It's,
right,
it's
right,
probably
right.
some nude
That's
pictures
okay.
like, can we
Right.
hook up tonight?
Right,
That's
right.
okay.
And then it's just like, and then it just,
That's
that's where us goddesses need to be like, you know what, you need to slow your roll.
But the bottom
and
line is we don't even want to judge it because
Yes.
everything is in the spectrum. So
Right.
it's like, it's all still connected. And we have to realize that, like I say, when we think of the chakras, I live from the head down, not the feet up. People are coming from the feet up. So they're still in the same spectrum. It's still on that same string. It's still in the same line. So just like we were saying, how things are stepping stones. When you step on the first stone and then you get up to the third stone, you're not looking down at the first stone like look at you down there. It's still a step that took you there.
Right,
So the
right.
thing is to not be judgmental and to have love and to take 100% responsibility.
hold yourself accountable. Yes, amen.
well,
Yes.
we as the one who view it, or both those are the ones who post it.
Everybody, because I'm gonna tell you right now, because we're mirrors. Anything, somebody could walk through that door right now and come in here with whatever is on them. All of us created it. Because if we weren't here to see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, experience it, it wouldn't show up in our reality. So everyone has to take 100% responsibility for everything. Otherwise, we wouldn't
like
be here
that.
on this planet together.
I like that.
We all co-created this.
Yes.
Everybody want to talk about, I'm a god, I'm a goddess. Well, you creating all of this. be the god you are.
That's
See
right.
your creation.
Yep.
And everybody take 100% responsibility. If somebody
right.
does something to piss me off, what is it in me? I take responsibility for that. So don't be pointing to it's all you. If it's something that's pissing you off, you see yourself.
No, I don't see my daughters as a father of 2 daughters. I bet not see my daughter in
No,
that.
I'm saying you see it's something in you. It's something in you. When something gives you joy, pain, sorrow, anger, whatever the emotion is something in you. The trigger is in you. We have to take 100% responsibility. All of us.
I am not what you think I am. I am what you think you are. Isn't that how it goes? Have you heard of the egg theory? The universe is an egg. Have you heard this theory?
Well, I haven't heard it, but it's not surprising. I mean,
It's
everything is
right
the
in
womb
line with exactly. It's right.
It's the womb universe.
It's.
Yeah.
I just recently heard about it, and it's pretty close to what you were just talking about. But it blew my mind. It was that basically this theory that every single human on this being or on this earth is actually you reincarnated in a different dimension.
Okay, so if the divine is
So then
one,
every person you come across is you.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, if the divine is
Exactly.
one, that's why I say it's about the essence,
Exactly.
the form.
Exactly.
The divine is one. The form is many.
That's the union. That's the
Yes, so
oneness.
that's everything.
The Christ consciousness.
This is
Yes.
me. You are me. You.
Yes.
This is me. Consciousness is having a relationship with itself in all different forms.
Right.
How you gonna judge? How you gonna criticize? How you gonna put it down? Love it. Take 100% responsibility for it.
That's true.
Well said. Well said, my love. Well said. Okay.
I just know the energy we put out in the universe, the energy we get back. So if y'all ever see me posting any half nude pictures, you know what time it is.
I'll be like, Jay, we need to talk.
I'm just
What's your
saying.
intention behind this photo? Okay. What?
Are you celebrating body awareness?
Did we end our celibacy? Is this what happened? Did we end our celibacy?
It's going to be all y'all fault, too, by the way.
Pictures of me giving myself a breast massage. I'm gonna have all of the information on what's happening, what I'm doing, what the is. And if someone comes on, and because art is, I mean, basically we are creation, so we are art. Art is open for interpretation, and interpretation just means you are seeing through your own eyes.
Yes.
So be detached from all of those things.
I think she's getting so passionate because everybody gets offended easily. So you can't, like, what I understand what she's saying. It's like you can't post what you want to post because then you're like,
Yeah,
somebody's
we
gonna
live
do
in a
this.
politically correct time now.
Exactly. So it's like
it's all out of balance and alignment.
trying to explain to the point where post what you want to post because that's what you want to post. Don't worry about what they're going to say because you're a work of art. But at the same time, be prepared to, understand that people are going to think certain things. People are going to judge. They're going to judge. And that's where her message comes is, look at that for yourself,
One quick thing I want to get out on this podcast. This is on a totally whole nother subject.
I know.
Totally, because we got like 10 minutes left. So on the totally, I want you to explain the difference, because there's different levels and titles and labels to the psychic world. You got mediums, you got seers, you got psychics, you got intuitionalists. Yeah, so break down the difference between the different labels for those who don't know, who's watching this podcast. Because I know it's not the same, because I've come into different people myself. Like I know seers, I know people who just hear spirits, I know people who just see spirits but can't communicate with them.
Can I say something real fast?
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't like all the labels.
Right.
I'm pretty sure most healers don't.
Right.
However,
Right.
we identify. Usually we will find something that kind of fits us, but none of it ever truly can encompass everything.
Exactly.
So we tend to, I don't know, I'll speak for myself. I tend to move away, shy away from labels. The closest I found for me personally is a light worker.
Right. Same here.
And I've noticed I'm attracting other people that identify as light workers. But I personally have heard different definitions, but there's like clairaudient, clairsentient. So it's anything with the word clair in front of it is like a knowing. Like so there's
Clarity, you
telepathy.
see it.
Yes.
Clairvoyance.
You
I'm
hear it, you
clairvoyant.
see it, you just know it. And then you have the mediums speak with the other realms is basically the best way to look at it. Seers are more of having visions. I have it all.
Same.
Pretty sure most healers have it all. That's why we don't like the labels.
Right.
What I have personally found is when you encompass your creative power truly and wholly, you do have all of the divine gifts. That's the point. And when people identify with one,
You
they're
block
blocked
the other.
Right.
others.
You block
They
that.
blocked the
Right.
others.
That's why
Because you're
it's-
going to develop.
It's about the
It's
essence
development.
and not the form.
Yeah.
Right.
Attached
You're
to
gonna-
the essence
yes,
and not
You're
the
going to
form.
develop it at different stages. Like you're
Yes.
like mine, I started with an empath and now I have
Yes.
everything. So
Yes.
it's
Because you're in the seasons
and
of
that
your life.
exactly.
your
And that's
development.
another
It's
thing
true.
that I really want to touch on. Guys, we cannot hear your thoughts. We do not go into you all the time. Like my question that I get asked every single time when I say that I read tarot or
Are you
I do
Sookie from True Blood? I get that.
Like-
Sookie from True Blood?
Yeah.
How she can hear everyone's thoughts?
Yes. Well, no, I can't because I would go and I don't want to hear your thoughts. I do not want to hear anybody's thoughts because half the time, listen, I work at Walmart. I don't want to hear those thoughts. No, thank you. I do not want to hear whatever. No.
Seeing it's bad enough.
So, oh my God, seeing it is bad enough. Let me tell you, I've seen some stuff. No, I'm kidding, Walmart. Love you. What we are able to turn it on and off. When you first get into it, you feel the emotions, but you don't know who it's connected to.
True.
You feel it, and then that's why people, they seem bipolar or they seem they ADHD or whatever. You're feeling, you're connecting, you're working on that vibe, and you don't know who it's coming from. Once you get into like a trusted person that you can work with it and you can build it, then you understand you can connect and then you can disconnect. So when you're reading, you're connecting with that person in that moment, and you're telling them, "I'm connecting with your heart. I have nothing to do with this. This is so personal, it's not even funny because." There's so many different. There's 1,000 a millisecond thoughts that go
that's
through your head.
That's your own.
Right. Your vibes is how we connect with each other. So no, we cannot read your thoughts because that's the number one question that I get when I tell everybody, "Do you read your thoughts? Do
You
know,
read
some
yourself.
people
do you read yourself?
do.
And can you read thoughts?" So
Well, I feel like that's the telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and I definitely have read thoughts, and it's definitely just it's a knowing.
it's a knowing.
It's a knowing, and it's not, and it. I really think too, our fear keeps us from developing.
Right.
So when I first experienced ghosts and
Yep.
visions, it was not pretty.
No.
So hold on, when you
no.
first hold on. So let's back up. Let's back up just a little bit now. Let's back
Sure.
up. So
My spiritual journey started
you
young.
seen ghosts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear them and talk to them? Or you just see
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
And had them take over my body on different occasions and came out of it and was like, what just happened? And somebody's telling me what I did, and I'm going, oh, I was looking over the river at the water talking about how fast it
Yeah.
was. Gee, wonder if I threw myself over that bridge when I was a person in a different life that just took over my body. Like,
Because that's what I was gonna say. All of those
I've done
things
past
are-
life readings,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they are intense.
Tense. And that's another thing I want to
Okay,
bring up.
so
I
for
have
the
had
second time,
so
give me a card.
many.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
many.
yes. While he's shuffling,
No.
Don't
You want
take
this
my
one?
card.
Oh, don't take
Yeah,
it.
I,
Don't
yeah.
take it.
Oh, what you about to? That's what I want to do.
No,
so
I'm not gonna do it.
What
I
were you
want
about to
y'all.
do?
I want y'all to find whose energy y'all picking up the strongest, and y'all pull a card for them.
ooh, I like that.
I've already
okay.
done one, so I'm whoever.
Well, we were
Oh,
talking about
she's on
past
that.
lives.
She's on
So-
that. She's on that. So.
I wanted to touch on something that is another issue. Why I get asked all the time, how can I charge what I charge? First of all, I don't really like charging, but I've been told that I should because it takes, it's energy, it's time, it's my specialty, it's my gift. How can I charge the amount? Number one, just like she says, it's draining. You do 3 or 4 readings in a day, and you can't even think straight because you're so involved in that emotion. You're so involved in that person's healing that you are so literally drained by the end of the week. Like when I was doing my lunchtime lessons, I think that's the reason why Spirit gave me this time to be off, to not do them, is because every day I was connecting with millions of people. Millions of people were watching my stuff, so I was connecting with that collective general reading. So I was on top of working, on top of taking care of a household, on top of running a business, on top of trying to start another business, and on top of all the issues that I was having, the lessons that I was learning,
She chose you. I tell you, pick up on what they want.
Wow.
Atlanta.
You are so very true because yes.
So
What is that?
Feel that.
Scribe or
Ooh,
writer.
I feel all of those. I can feel all
So
of
hold
them.
on, y'all lost me. You just picked a card for
For
her. What?
everyone. I picked a card for everyone.
Oh, okay. And what about you, Rashimba? What happened?
Oh, scribe or writer.
Who picked that
Yes.
card? She picked that for
She
you?
picked this for everyone.
She picked for everybody.
Yeah, I didn't pick anything yet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we were waiting for her.
Yeah, I just want to be on the same page as we wrap this up. So you picked a card for all four of us, an
Yes.
orphan. She already told me I was an orphan in my past life. So I know, and that's why I got some abandonment issues.
Same. I have abandonment issues.
I think we all do. I think we all do.
Yes.
That's the main thing that I'm working on right now is
That's the human
you know,
ego because we
yeah.
were, in order to become a human, we were separated
That's
from
exactly
the
what-
consciousness.
Right,
So that's
right.
the every human
Right.
being.
That's what I just told
That's the
Fernand-
human condition.
I think
Yeah,
you just
Francisco.
kind of
Francisco.
like
That's what I just told
Helps me.
Francisco.
Yeah?
awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me,
That's our
tell,
higher selves.
tell me what that Atlantis card you just picked for the Enchanted Ravens all about.
That is a water sign, so that's letting her remember to go with the flow.
Are you? Libra's not a water
No,
sign.
we're air.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are air. So we're thoughts and we're creation. We're balance. We're going
The
with
scales.
the flow. Harmony, scales, fair, consistent. You know, all of that.
Justice is
Yeah, justice.
very important.
Very, very important. And that's why
So that's why you have to remember to go with the flow, I feel.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
it's not always going to balance.
and that helps a lot with Walmart because I have to remember that. I have to because I am a people leader. Like I am for my people. If you're treating my people incorrectly or with injustice, I'm going to stand up for you. But I also expect it from you. I also expect you to, be with me. And if I'm going to lay my name on the line, then I need you to step up and I need you to continue to step up. So it's a balance, and right now I'm meeting resistance. So it's
I forewarned you.
I see it as,
know.
I
I
actually,
forewarned
but my
you.
guides told me I had to go there.
I actually see it as a bigger issue. Being bigger than just Walmart, and that maybe one problem or challenge you're having. I see it as being the 3D reality of having to function at a job every day that you don't feel is serving your divine purpose.
Exactly.
And that's because I'm going through that myself. That's why you're sitting in my dream, because I'm trying to build that so I can stop killing my soul for the man every
Exactly.
day.
Right.
And that's really
Right.
what it comes down to is you want to help people, you want to save people, so you're looking for people to help at your everyday 3D job because you're trying to fulfill that purpose.
Man, you got to go through the water, go through that birth.
Go through the water.
Cleanse,
And there's
the
two dolphins too.
yeah.
So
Purification.
Cleanse, the purification.
Yeah.
and cleansing.
All right. So who want to pull next?
Well, no,
Rashimba?
but she's reading,
I got one for
she's
you,
reading
Jay.
the cards.
Oh.
Leaving
Leaving
or travel?
Non-stop. I'm
You
probably
said you're going to Chi-Town?
Yep.
you got that card the last time too.
I'm telling you, I'm a traveling man.
Traveling man,
a
the
traveling
nomad.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
Got to get those experiences, keep sharing the
Yeah.
knowledge. Without you, it would all just stay in our hearts. So I'm super grateful for you to travel and spread the word. That's your mission work.
That's right. Full blown. It's the biggest
And
project
this right
of my
now
life.
is me channeling without meaning to channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
why
higher self takes over.
It
We
does.
can't control
and
it.
you can't force it. You
No.
can't force it. And I definitely feel like for you, you have definitely written quite a novel because you have this gift of words, a gift of words, definitely. So that card over there, Miss Beautiful Queen, is perfect. I can see.
This is the
your
first
book
time we've
now.
seen Rashimba pull cards too. So
Ooh,
this is
yes.
a first for a lot tonight.
I know.
And thanks for letting me play and dabble in your cards.
Of course. Thank you for, there is so many messages that are coming through right now
Yeah.
that it's not even, it's even bigger than what you said. So it has a lot to do with, a plethora of things that are going on in my life right now
I
that
feel like we are parallel, like we might be mirroring some issues. In
Yeah.
the same. You listed everything you were doing. I'm like, yeah, starting a business, starting another business, working a full-time job, kids, single mom life. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
wanting to find myself,
yeah. Trying to heal.
trying to
Get
heal.
through the dark night of the soul.
Every day, all in a day's work, all in a day's work, and just
And keep a smile on my face so people don't think I'm a raging bee.
Walmart pays me a smile.
Oh no.
Oh my God, this water.
Lots of
Ooh.
water. Ooh.
Oh, you want one?
You know I'm a Santero, so I got it.
Ooh, interesting.
All right, read yours, Jay.
All right, man. Unfortunately, the EGO popped up, man. The 3-letter word. You know, I thought I got rid of it, but it's still
not a
lingering.
bad word.
It's not a bad
It's
word.
the
The
human
ego is
condition.
attacked a lot, but it's
The
okay.
ego is just your inner child going, please pay attention to me because I have something to say and nobody's listening to me.
It's also the human condition.
It's the
Don't feel
condition.
shame.
Yeah.
Archangel. How you say his name? I've never seen this archangel.
Jophiel.
Jophiel. Never heard of that archangel.
He's the angel of beauty. That's my angel. That's the angel of October, of Libra. So
I never heard of this
beauty.
archangel. It says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things. I don't think so. I'm not.
I think this is
Negative or fear-based thoughts. I can agree with that. Well, not necessarily. I'm not really afraid of anything. But I can agree with the first statement, a false sense of entrapment. I got an idea of what that might be about.
Well, then, if it's a false sense of entrapment, and you said, what was the...
Being overly focused on material things. I'm not focused on material things at all.
But what is material? You may
Things
not...
that you buy,
No, that's
Not the only thing.
No.
assets.
No.
You're thinking money.
You're thinking
Right.
of
There's
currency,
more.
but material. This is your material. You was just up here talking about the body. That's a
Being
material.
over focused.
Yeah.
You confuse
could
me
be
now.
Material could be also like just wanting to gather things. It doesn't necessarily mean money, but just identifying with the things you have, the things you do, being material as who you are versus your soul. So it doesn't necessarily mean currency. It could just be.
Well, explaining it like that, I would agree with it then.
Right. So, for example, it could be your podcast is who you are versus you are you.
right.
That's
Right.
material.
Mm.
So look at it a little broader.
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, it's not...
All right, now that you explain that way.
And fear, every decision we make in life every day comes from one of two places, love or fear.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone makes decisions based on
Exactly.
fear.
And that's okay. And if
That's
you
the human condition.
Exactly. And if you sway more to one side, then, ask yourself, why are you, always question yourself. We talked about this on the other, question yourself, why do I feel this way? If it's good,
Just awareness.
why do I feel,
Yeah,
exactly.
awareness.
Why do I feel negative about this? So my take on my card was, the first initial thought that I got was, this is your fears. So this is things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. So I'm picturing it in a different way as, how I want it to work, here's the ego, how I want, exactly. And I'm not going, and again, I got the water, I got the 5 of water. So, and 5 is change,
Yeah,
and 5 is a
change.
big change.
Yes.
So this whole situation that I'm going through is allowing me to go with the flow and not be so in my mind about it, not be so Libra, not be so, welcome my other, like my moon sign, or, I'm Libra, but in my birth chart, I do have 5 Libras.
May I mention something? I've recently, because we were talking about tarot, and I really wanted to bring it up because you and I talked about it before the last podcast, and I thought it was something that really should be on air about tarot and about astrological signs, actually. That you just touched on it that makes me really want to bring it up. We talked earlier about labels. I feel like sometimes we really box ourselves in with our astrological signs.
So
Same with tarot.
So here's my rebuttal to that. Because society is so young and so inexperienced about getting to know the telepathy and everything, we, so to speak, needed a manual. So I hear constantly all the time, I wish I had a manual to get to know this guy. Well, you kind of do.
Agreed.
You kind of do. So I think that's where I like, because I got to know myself through being and reading about
agree.
Libras.
Same.
Now I'm more to the point where now I can go to the flow, because
Right.
now I'm at a point in my life where I've evolved, I've accepted things, and I'm learning that it's okay not to be so in me,
Yes.
that I can allow the other parts of me to
Yes.
come out.
And see, I don't mean this directed specifically to you because you're obviously more evolved and awakened to see yourself beyond
you.
that.
Thank you.
I'm just saying that as a
In
general because I
general.
see a
Right.
lot of people really hone in
Right.
and just
I was.
self-identify. And I went through that myself. And this, especially with the tarot, like, well, if they said it's going to happen in the cards, it's got to happen. So then you create it. So the power really lies within us. And the astrological signs, I really feel like it's energy, same. It's
It is
all
everything
energy.
is energy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everything.
and so when I started to go, well, you know, I don't really identify with that anymore, and then, you know, look in the moon signs and then it really helps understand other people so we can
Yes.
see them from a different light and maybe try and understand them.
Right.
But really, it's really all if we just look at everybody. Like the reason I love a few of the religions is because they all talk about love.
Yes.
And I feel like if you think of one of my favorite things in the Bible is in the Revelations, they talk about the 12 zodiac signs are connected to the 12 birthstones, which are
True.
in the walls of heaven.
True.
So when you compare all of the number 12, 12, 12, completion, here we go, full circle. I really love the fact that it has those biblical ties because it is spiritual. We could go on a whole
Oh,
other
that's
conversation.
another
Yeah.
podcast. Oh,
We
that's
don't have
coming.
time for that.
That was coming in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned.
On to what she's saying, just the astrology thing. Something else that I would love for everyone to go a little deeper with is that, like, when you're in the womb, you are literally, if you're in the divine 9, okay? So every sign, every sun sign, every moon phase, you're getting
everyone.
all of
Oh,
that.
I
You're
like
getting
that.
all of that. And then maybe the 3 that where you weren't in the womb to be developed under that sun sign, under that moon
Oh my God, I
influence.
love that.
Those are the things, and sometimes, like, even you may your children may come through you and be that
Oh, they for sure
that
do.
sign, or they
Yes,
may
for
have
sure
those other complementaries. But we are the entire zodiac. There is no separation.
I love that.
We are.
love
So
that.
you're in the divine 9, so you're getting all of that, and then just those 3, and then you also have to realize that everything is and I don't like to say lower and higher vibration or this, but it's octaves, because this is a song. We're in a song. So everything is an octave. So it can be in a lower octave or a higher octave. And so that's where we transform, transmute, and like she was saying, not to be so like, this is it because this is it.
Right.
You know
Expand
what I mean?
your mind.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun. I'm.
Hold on, I just want to end it on this note.
Yes,
Ego, right?
ego.
Yeah.
Contraire, I'm the Aries. I am the ruler of the zodiac. So I just wanted to remind y'all.
What was your card, though, just so we can say?
5 of air.
5
Oh.
of
It
air.
says, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives.
All right. And then I have
So she watching all of us. What's our
Knight
motives?
of air is what I have.
I got no
Knight
motives.
Of air.
Say that again. I missed it.
Knight of air. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Creative solutions. And what did you get over there, darling?
I got balance.
Balance, he
What does
says.
it say?
The need for balance and moderation, cooperation, and compromise with the perfect timing.
All right.
Does that resonate with you? I think we just need to go end it on that note.
Thank you.
Till next
I
time.
love you.
We'll be
Love
back.
you.
Thanks for
Peace
having
and
me.
love.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Kyle. Hi,
Namaste,
Cody.
namaste.
Love you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for watching. To the next episode, Spiritual Awakening.